This is The Real Shift with Templeton Walker
and Kristen Cantrell,
where we break down all things Real Broker, why we both decided to move our businesses to Real Brokerage. We interview top agents from across the nation, like you're going to hear today.
Welcome to the Real Shift podcast. I'm Kristen, and you would think that you'd hear, and I'm Templeton, but he is not here today. So it's just me running the podcast solo today, but I have my good friend here. I'm so excited. Hi, Candace.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Heck yeah. Okay, you guys, Candace Neff is out of Columbus, Ohio, and she reached out to me on Instagram probably close to 2 years ago. Never met her before and asked me about Real, and fast forward a year and a half, like I absolutely love her. She's going to be my friend forever, and we literally have traveled together. I don't even know how many times, but what a cool company that's brought two friends together. I love it.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, it'll be almost exactly 2 years this month that I think I reached out to you.
Really? Oh my gosh. Wait,
Yeah.
I'm like, that is so cool. Yeah, because I do remember, I know where I was when you guys reached out. And it was hot in Arizona. So probably because it's burning hot right now. Well, tell me, okay, so let's hear a little bit about who you are and like how long you've been in real estate. Just a little recap on your real estate history.
Yeah, for sure. So I've been an agent for 8 years, actually, as of July. So 8 years is kind of crazy to think about. Prior to that, I was a mortgage loan officer. I enjoyed that, but just enjoyed the being more with the people in houses. So made that transition in 2018. I was at Keller Williams for about 4 months in my beginning of my career. Went to EXP in December of 2018. And then was there until September of 2024 when I made the switch to Real. So here I am.
Yeah. Well, what I love about your story too is like you basically, I mean, yeah, you were at Keller Williams for 4 months, but you've been a cloud-based agent like pretty much your whole business.
Yeah. The minute I learned about the cloud-based like brokerage, and maybe it was easier for me to kind of like accept it, was because I was so new when I had heard about it. But I was just so excited about like what it meant for me as an agent and, locked in, and I don't think I'll be anywhere else. It's just, it's so great.
So then maybe for someone who's like, what do you mean like meant for me as an agent? Like, what did you see from such a young like age in the business? Not like you're 4 months in and you're like, hey, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So I'm from small town Ohio, and the thought of like anyone in my family was like, wait, you're going to go to like a full like commission based only job and you'll only make money if you sell houses. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, you're crazy. And I'm like, well, we'll figure it out. And so I got into the business, you just don't know what you don't know. And then I kept thinking, people kept saying like, what's your end game? Like, we know realtors who are like 70 years old selling houses. Is that going to be you? And I was like, I hope not. So, you get into the business and I'm like, maybe I'll just become a broker one day. But I quickly learned like 4 months into the business that I did not want to be a broker. So when I got presented a cloud-based model, especially with like the revenue sharing and just being able to earn that additional income, I immediately was like, this is it. Like, this is how I can have an exit plan without having to do, the broker side of things.
Yeah. And really, like, one of the things that's so cool about the broker side of things is if you really look at it, a lot of times people want to open up a brokerage because they want to help agents and they want to build a brand. And if you really understand leverage and what you're going into it for, like being at a cloud-based brokerage is so perfect because you get to work in your sweet spot and you get to build your brand, but you're not dealing with the headache stuff that a brokerage is doing, like having extremely expensive systems or, all the legal side of stuff or, hiring employees, all these different things that you're like, I don't want to do this. Like you get to just be like, I'm working in my lane and I'm building my brand.
Yeah. And again, like you kind of learn pretty quickly what the business is about early on. And so all those things that you just mentioned, it was like, still being able to have a brand, still being able to help people, which is what I wanted to do. And then just the thought of like, if I wanted to open a brokerage, I could only do it locally where I live. Mm-hmm. But with this concept, I could do it all over the United States. And I'm like, this is a no-brainer. Super cool. And I don't have to provide the systems. Like the agents get to lean on Real for that. I can just be a support to help them. So it was like the perfect fit. And then of course Real comes along and it's just was better. And so I was like, yeah, we got to come here.
Yeah. Okay, so now that you've been here for 2 years, like tell me a little bit about like things that you have maybe you didn't come for, but that you're like, I love these things.
Yeah, so I came, to be honest with you, for, I would say, the culture here. You start following people and you kind of see like, oh, the Kristen Cantrells came and the Dustin Browns and, all these people. And I'm like, okay, these are cool people. They probably aren't going to go somewhere where it's not like a really good place to be. So I came for the culture, but like what I really love about being here is just our technology.
Yeah.
Like it's so crazy, but previously, like the back end system that I was working in was just so like, it was just messy to me, didn't like connect with my brain very well. And it was kind of overwhelming to get into, but like what Real has created for like, managing our transactions, just kind of seeing like everything, that has to do with our business in one spot. That was super cool. I love Real Wallet. I use that little card like all the time. I've got points racked up that I'm going to use towards my cap. Like, just like little things like that.
Wait, let's back up because a lot of people probably don't even know what that means. We talk about Real Wallet a lot on this podcast, but what you're talking about is accumulating points because you use your card and then being able to pay down your broker fees. So maybe like give us a scenario of what that looks like.
Yeah, for sure. So, it's like, our little card, you get points, kind of like a credit card. Every time you use it, you get a little bit more points. Like they were running a promo, like if you go order some Real swag, they were going to give you like additional points. I'm always looking out for that stuff, but I'm accumulating the points and I'm hoping that I'll be able to accumulate enough that I'll be able to apply that to my post-cap transaction fee to help me towards that elite status. So it's pretty cool. It's an awesome opportunity because it's just like doing what I'm already doing, spending money in my business. The brokerage, again, is just rewarding me for doing that and, helps me get closer to my goals.
Well, and it's so nice because you utilize your Real debit card. So whenever she has revenue share, commission checks, anything come in, it comes straight into her Real Wallet. And then she has a debit card, like an actual debit card. She can go to the coffee shop, swipe, get a coffee. And so that's also really convenient, especially for like a newer agent that's like brand new starting their business and just to be able to be like, okay, I have like this bank account already set up. I mean, those are some pretty cool things. Have you accessed Real Capital yet?
It's not available yet in Ohio.
Okay.
But when it becomes available, I'm excited to utilize that a little bit. But yeah, the Real Wallet right now is just super cool concept. And yeah, like you said, for new agents, you get paid immediately, like right after the deal closes and you upload the wire confirmation, like you're getting paid. Like that's just unheard of. Super cool to get that. And then I kind of like it too because it's not a credit card where it's like an unlimited spending. You only spend what you have, so it makes you a little bit more conscious of that. You know what I mean? So
yeah, you're a very cool. And knowing you, like you're a very organized person too. So I love hearing you talk about managing a transaction utilizing like Reason because I know you personally and I can imagine how you were before with a clunkier system, but it is, you guys, and you guys have heard this consistently on the Real Shift podcast, is just the ease of Reason. So what about for you too, though? You're not like just off on a cloud and only communicating with people virtually at the brokerage. You are very plugged in locally. And then you also participate on a national level with, everyone that's not in Columbus. So maybe talk a little bit about how you've worked hard to build culture in your local market.
Yeah, for sure. Well, coming over here, I knew that I was coming in locally to Real when it was still kind of like on the ground and just starting to run a little bit. And I was like, okay, cool. This is an opportunity for me to have a little bit of control over what the culture is like here locally. And it's more so just like making sure that like we get all the agents here locally together, we mastermind together, we share wins, we clap for each other, we learn something while we're doing it, we go out after, we hang out. So it kind of started off, it's called the Real Room is what we created. It's every third Wednesday of the month here in Columbus, and it's really grown so much. And I've had like a handful of agents tell me it's like a non-negotiable. Every month they're always going to make it there, and they're super excited for it. So that's been cool. And then we've actually had some Cleveland, Ohio agents implement it, and it's going to be implemented down in like Dayton and Cincinnati too. So yeah, it's cool. It's been really cool.
Yeah, and talk about like why would you do that as an agent at a cloud-based brokerage? Take time out of your day to go do that because there's so many different benefits, but I want to hear from your perspective and especially like a lot of agents at Real listen to this podcast as well and so maybe they're thinking, "Hey, in my market there isn't a big local presence yet and maybe I want to start something like the Real Room."
Yeah, for sure. Well, like, when the common like misconception with the cloud-based brokerage is like we never see each other and like you're just on this island like alone, which it's not the case.
No.
And right, like with our, the way that like revenue share is here, it's really cool because we all intermingle no matter who we joined under, which is makes it so great. But it's just to show agents that, hey, like just because you came to cloud-based brokerage, you're not alone. Like you're going to come to these and we're going to help each other. But also it's really cool to be able to like do videos of that, post it, show other agents like this is what we do. We get together, we support each other, we collaborate. And, I just felt like it was important for us all to get together because, we call it like one Real, right? And we want to show up as like one united front. And I thought, what better way to do that than just get everybody together monthly? And, it's a lot of Real agents, but we've started inviting outside agents just to let them be a part of our culture. And we've had a lot of great feedback.
Yeah, it's so great to build build the culture within Real locally, but it's also so cool because it puts you as a leader in your market too. And I really think that it helps put a microphone behind you too within the company for referrals and for people that aren't at the company that are like, I'm interested in Real and I see Candace that's constantly doing these awesome events that she's putting on. I want to reach out to her. So there's so many different factors that go into attaching your name to something like the Real Room.
Yeah, for sure. And me being me, I have a really hard time with like a spotlight and taking credit for anything.
You've grown so much though.
I have. But I've tried to make the Real Room very like, I tell the agents all the time, like, yes, I kind of helped start this, but like, it's not just me. I want agents to raise their hands and be like, I'd love to run one of these once, one of the months and bring in my, a speaker who I think would be valuable. So it's like just making sure everyone feels like they're, what they, think and need and what's important as well. But yeah, it's been really cool to just kind of be someone for people to feel like they can reach out to and count on and always answer my phone. Yeah. Just try to be there to help people.
Yeah, that is the best. Like we have two people locally here that like, I started the Real Cafe, but I was like, you guys lead it. Like I want, so it's cool because you also get to not be alone in leading. You get to rise up other leaders in your community. And that's always one of my favorite things.
Yeah, so true. So true.
What do you think about Rise?
I love Rise. So I'm a big fan of like, I don't know, the conferences. I just think like you need that and it's cool to be around people. Like I feel like if agents are going to Rise, like they're serious about their business, they want to, be excited about Real and, help it grow. And it's just really cool to be around that energy. I just feel like I learn something and I make new friends every time I go.
Yeah.
So I love it.
I forgot to like, it's the annual conference in case anyone doesn't know. And like, it really like, I feel like every year I want like a little fire lit under my ass in any way that I can. And that's like definitely the way that I can do that with Real is I go and I get so plugged in and so dialed in on what the company offers and what they're rolling out and with my relationships. And it's a lot of fun. And I'm going to say a little plug for you because I know you're looking for a golf partner. So if anyone's listening to this and they're like, oh, yeah. I am going and you want to golf, Candace wants to golf with you.
Yeah, I would love to. It'll be fun. I don't know if we'll play well, but it'll be fun. Last year was a blast. So
I know. I heard a bunch of people talking about it this week. I'm like, oh yeah, Candace we need to make sure that there's more golfers out there.
Yeah, for sure.
If somebody's listening and they're like, oh, I really like everything that she had to say, I want to reach out to her. How can they do that?
I would say just reach out to me on my Instagram at YourRealtorCan. That's kind of where I'm most active. But you can also find me online if you Google me, Candace Neff, Real Broker. But yeah, I mean, I love answering questions. I love connecting with people and just any way I can help.
Yeah. And give her a follow. She is such a fun follow and she's crushing it in real estate. So not only like Candace isn't hustle culture and spotlight on her, but what you find getting to know her, especially like in person, but also through her social media is she's just a really great human. And so you're going to see a really great real estate agent, and you're going to see all the fun things she likes to do. So definitely worth going and connecting with her. Reach out to her on Instagram. And is there anything else, like if somebody's thinking about joining Real, is there any last words of encouragement for them?
Yeah, I would say that just be open to like learning about it. And also, you know, if someone reaches out and is like, hey, I would love to talk to you about it, like just take that as a compliment. I mean, if they want you to come, it means that you're somebody significant. So, you know, just be open to it. Take off your like current brokerage jacket. I think Dustin Brome said it best. Like, I had like my EXP jacket was on way too tight.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, let me unzip this for a second, see what else is out there. So glad I did. But yeah, just give it an opportunity, connect with, me or whoever. And, it's a great brokerage. I'm very thankful I'm here.
Awesome. Well, I'm thankful you came on here and shared your story, and we'll see all you guys on the next episode.
See ya.